Please direct your attention to the left side of the formation as the adjutant gives adjutant's call.
Sound, attention! Sound, adjutant, call!
Ladies and gentlemen, moving into position is the commander of troops for today's ceremony, Major Lazarius Davidson.
Sir, the battalion's forward.
Cheyenne, Food, and Apache, as well as General Purchasing Students and Expedition in New Mexico in 1916. The band evolved into its modern form on June 3rd, 1945. It formed the Battle Starter Mesa, 3 Regimental Bands, the 5th Cavalry Regimental Band, the 7th Cavalry Regimental Band, and the 1st Cavalry Division Artillery Band. Stationed in Japan, the new band was present in World War II through the Korean War, serving several posts and morale, promoted American since World War II, the participated in war efforts in Korea and Vietnam, as well as Operations Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and during Operations Restore in Boston. The band also supported Germany for Recorder 18, ordering Task Force Eagle. The band helped boost division morale in all its seasons for the spread goodwill of the civilian community. The band participated with the 1st Cavalry Division during Operation Iraqi Freedom 2, Operation Iraqi Freedom 06-08, Operation Iraqi Freedom 09-10, Operation Enduring Freedom 11-12, and Operation Freedom 6. Presently, the 1st Team Band is a modern professional organization trained and equipped to perform in a multitude of configurations, from soloists to a formal concert band, support a wide variety of parties. The band's modern mission is threefold: to promote morale and esprit de corps throughout the division in Fort Hood by providing traditional music and military ceremonies and special events. Enhance community relations and participation in local community events and advance U.S. Army recruits. Today, the 1st Team Band is local traditions, spirit and progress, wherever. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as the Maverick Battalion Chaplain, Chaplain Wright, gives the invocation.
Just join with me as your conscience allows you. Father in heaven, I give you thanks for this day. We've woken up with life in our bodies and breath in our lungs. I give you thanks for this nation that we have the privilege to serve and defend. Would you train our hands, strengthen our arms, and make our way wide towards this end? Ask your blessings on Lieutenant Colonel Whittington, Major Retired Whittington, on Callie, Brooke, and Cameron. Would you bind this family firmly together as they experience a season of separation? Would you speed that time and grant many opportunities for connection? Father, Lieutenant Colonel Ichinose takes on the mantle of command. Would you give him endurance, patience, and wisdom, that he can faithfully discharge the duties to which he has been appointed? Please guard and protect his family, Mindy, Hudson, and Kenneth, as he assumes overwatch of the troopers and families of the headquarters battalion. Finally, I ask your hand of protection and guidance to be on our troopers. Your word reminds us, he who with noble plans noble things, and on noble things he stands. May this be said of us all. Amen.
Please be seated. The presentation of roses is a long-standing cavalry tradition. Red roses for the outgoing battalion commander's daughters are words of affection between the unit and family enjoyment for a full rewarding relationship. Congratulations, Greg Robert, and symbolize our sorrow at the wonderful departure from the appreciation to the Horse Cavalry Detachment. The gift is being delivered by Staff Sergeant Hayden Hogan, writing contract. Specialist Meadows is now presenting a gift to her husband, Mr. Gordon Whittington, husband of the outgoing Maverick Battalion Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Lillian Whittington. The traditional cavalry bouquet of red roses and two gifts are being presented to Howard Brooke, daughter of Lieutenant Colonel Lillian Whittington. Is also being presented to her son, Cameron. Traditional bouquet of yellow roses is a token of a cavalry trooper's devotion and an expression of undying friendship. Yellow roses also symbolize a warm welcome from the troopers and families of the Maverick Battalion. Private Dunn is now presenting a bouquet of yellow roses to Mrs. Mindy Ichinose, spouse of the incoming Maverick Battalion Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Alex Ichinose. The gift is also being presented to his sons, Hudson and Kenneth. Trooping a line is a tradition which allows the commander to evaluate their troopers and determine their readiness for battle. It also allows the troopers to view their commander in her last inspection of the troop. Constituted 20 August 1921, the regular army is headquarters, 1st Cavalry. Activated 13th September 1921, Fort Bliss, Texas. Reorganized and redesignated 4th December 1943, headquarters, 1st Cavalry, Texas. Reorganized and redesignated 25 March 1949, headquarters, 1st Cavalry, reorganized and designated 3rd July 1960, headquarters and headquarters company, 1st Cavalry. Originally activated as the Division of Recruiting Battalion of the 1st Cavalry Division on 15 July 2005 during the division's first with Monster Force. The commentary for the 1st Cavalry began in 1921. Battalion formed soldiers of 312 military intelligence and the 13th Civil Battalion, division headquarters in in late August 2005, the DSTV executed its first mission of providing support for the division main command post and tactical command post forward as it deployed to provide humanitarian relief throughout Louisiana in response to Hurricanes Katrina and Rita. Throughout the late summer and fall of 2006, the DSTV deployed over 1,200 soldiers from Fort Hood, Texas to Baghdad, Iraq. In Baghdad, it supported the 1st Cavalry Division, Multinational Division Baghdad, during Operation Iraqi Freedom 06-08, conducting relief in place and transfer of authority on 15th November 2006. The DSTV quickly grew to over 2,000 personnel of all services as the service force entered Iraq. The DSTV was collectively reorganized from its superb performance during their decisive period in Iraq with the meritorious unity. The DSTV was relieved of mission in Baghdad on 19 his uniform team that was integrated in all operations and committed to working by, with, and through Afghan institutions. The 1st Cavalry Division headquarters deployed Afghanistan to assume command of Regional Command 7 on July 7, 2014, and created the Training Advised 6th Command 7. The United States Coalition Forces, under the command of the 1st Cavalry Division in southern Afghanistan, conducted training, advised, and assistance so that the Afghan security forces successfully and capable of protecting the population of government and independence. Headquarters known as the 1st Cavalry Regiment deployed to Afghanistan, advanced required that its provisions and training new missions around the world. Units deployed to areas where no 1st Cavalry Division trooper had ever been before or had not seen in decades. These areas include Europe, Korea, Africa, and Cuba. 1st Team troopers demonstrated their excellence while performing a wide variety of missions during multiple operations. The hard-riding spirit of the United States Cavalry is alive and well in the 1st Cavalry Division. Our more than 24,000 soldiers combine the Cav heritage with an alert, combat-ready armored division. The 1st Team remains to fight anywhere and anytime and win.
Sound attention!
Please rise for the advancing of the colors and remain standing for the national anthem. For more than 2 centuries, the Stars and Stripes has been the banner under which Americans have lived, fought, and died. More than a mere symbol, the flag is the embodiment of our government, people, ideals, and values. Thus is the flag presented to the reviewing officer, respect is paid to the nation.
Sir, the colors are present! Present the command. Now, present arms! Detachment, present arms! Detachment, under arms!
Please be seated.
Down, under arms, and parade right!
The passing of the colors is a time-honored tradition signifying a responsibility associated with the command. In this ceremonial tradition, the Command Sergeant Major, representing the backbone of the battalion, passes the colors to the outgoing commander, The outgoing commander then passes the colors to the senior commander, signifying the return of the responsibility which she was entrusted upon assuming command. The senior commander passed the colors to the incoming commander, demonstrating his confidence in the commander's ability to handle the responsibility of command and maintain or better the unit which is disciplined and trained in the basics of soldiery. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Lillian Woodington relinquishes command of the Headquarters and Headquarters Battalion, 1st Cavalry Division, Fort Hood, Texas. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-5 alpha, the undersigned assumes the command of the Headquarters and Headquarters Battalion, 1st Cavalry Division, Fort Hood, Texas. Effective the 6th of June, 2022. Signed, Alex Ichinosa, Lieutenant Colonel, Field Artillery, Commanding. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 1st Cavalry Division Artillery, Colonel Neil Snipes.
Major General and Mrs. Richardson, Command Sergeant Major and Mrs. Monday, distinguished guests, fellow command teams, families and friends of the 1st Cav Division Artillery and the Maverick Battalion, thank you for joining us on this slightly warm Texas afternoon. This is a huge day for the Mavericks, for the red team, for the first team, and to each of you, your presence both here and online, for those of you watching on Facebook Live, your presence is a blessing. Today's ceremony marks a transition of leadership, but more importantly, it marks our collective effort to provide the continuous, outstanding leadership that the troopers of the Maverick Battalion deserve. Today we celebrate and say farewell to Lieutenant Colonel Lily Willington and welcome Lieutenant Colonel Alex Ichinose. For the past 2 years, Lieutenant Colonel Woodington commanded the Mavericks, the division's headquarters battalion. She led this dynamic and talent-rich organization through an incredibly demanding time, including a deployed mission set to the forward command post in Poland, through countless division exercises like the Warfighter and the Defender exercises, and across a period of enormous organizational and cultural change. Outside of deployed combat operations, I cannot think of a more demanding mission set for a leader or a battalion commander. Throughout this, Lily has led with poise, grace, empathy, confidence, and above all, clarity of purpose. She has been positive, relentless, and utterly committed to the men and women of her command. And she has done all of this as the commander of what is arguably the most diverse, complex, and autonomous formation set of the division. Between the HSC, the Cisco, the division band, and the Horse Cap Detachment, the Mavericks constitute the division's best. These are troopers that lead the division, who are literally out front, on the stage, and on horseback, always ready to perform with an unquestioned level of professionalism. These Maverick troopers are quite simply inspiring to me. Please join me in a round of applause for the troopers of the headquarters battalion. Lily made leading this amazing formation look easy. Her personal engagement with troopers, non-commissioned officers, and officers created a more competent, more capable, and more self-aware organization. Her leadership contributed to a positive climate of learning that she constantly pushed forward. Lily, on behalf of our entire team, thank you for setting the example for engaged leadership. You are a fantastic teammate, and it was a genuine privilege to serve you for the past 2 years. And we know that she did not do this alone. At her side throughout this period was her husband, Gordon, and their amazing triplets. Gordon, thank you for your leadership, for your sense of humor, and for your support to this team. It has been a genuine privilege to get to know you. Lily and Gordon, Godspeed as you head off to the War College. And remember, it's only a lot of reading if you actually do it. As I mentioned, this is a transition of leadership, but also a new beginning as the Maverick Battalion starts yet another glide path to mission. In Lily's wake, we will welcome Alex, Lieutenant Colonel Alex Ichinose. And on a lighter note, I do want to thank HRC for making sure that we had 3 meters of equivalent stride lengths for when we walked the line. That was very helpful for us keeping in step. Alex and his family come from us from Fort Leavenworth. He's a proven leader, an experienced field artilleryman, and a veteran with multiple deployments since 9/11. He is exactly the right type of leader to continue the business of the HHBN, training and developing soldiers for today's mission and for the future. Alex and Mindy, welcome to the team. Alex, congratulations on being the new Maverick 6. I'm definitely envious, as I know how professionally satisfying it will be for you to lead these troopers over the next couple years. As you start your journey, I will remind you that this is a historic unit with a prestigious lineage. This is a unit that fought with distinction in World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan. These troopers are America's sons and daughters. They are our treasure. They deserve your unrelenting best. Godspeed and good luck. Red team, first team, live the legend, and win with fires!
Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing commander for the headquarters and headquarters battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Lillian Woodington.
Major General and Mrs. Richardson, Command Sergeant Major and Mrs. Monday, Colonel Carpenter, Colonel Capra, Colonel Snyder, Command Sergeant Major Monsanto, fellow commanders and Command Sergeant Majors, distinguished guests, friends and families of the headquarters and headquarters battalion and 1st Cavalry Division. Good afternoon, and thank you for attending or virtually joining us today as I pass the mantle of command to Lieutenant Colonel Alex Ichinose. Please join me in giving another round of applause for the team behind the scenes of today's ceremony, to include the Division Protocol Office, my battalion staff and command teams, the band, the Horse Cavalry Detachment, and all the amazing troopers standing on the field before you. For the team on the field, you're doing great. Please take a moment, shake out your arms and your legs, bend your knees, and return to parade rest when you're ready. I got a few words for everybody. I vividly recall standing up here behind the podium about 2 years and a week ago today, and it was a completely different world. There were a handful of people, of personnel in the seats. Everyone was spaced 6 feet or more apart and seated every other row. The majority of personnel were encouraged to watch on Facebook Live. We were all in masks and gloves, and the ceremony itself went relatively quickly because there were no troops in the formation, only the color guard. I remember the rush of feelings that overcame me, the excitement, the pride, the fear of the unknown, the wonder of what the next 24 months of command would bring my way, and if I could be the leader that America's sons and daughters needed and deserved during these challenging times. And let me tell you, these feelings were just the tip of the iceberg of what was to come. Over the past 2 years, the formations before you have overcome challenge after challenge, triumph after triumph, obstacle after obstacle, but they have collectively done this with skill, motivation, dignity, professionalism, and courage. Led by a formation of caring and inspired leaders, officers and non-commissioned officers of character, competence, and commitment, this formation has overcome every adversity and remained ready to fight and win our nation's wars. I came into the unit at the onset of COVID pandemic when it seemed like the world had shut down, and was amazed to see the team accomplishing their mission in the most unique and adaptive ways to ensure that we remain mission ready at all times. I'd like to take just a few moments to brag about their accomplishments as I've witnessed since day one in command 2 years ago. I'm going to start with the 1st Cavalry Division Band. They found ways to both rehearse and play music to outreach our local and international audiences over Zoom and through innovative technology, and they literally never missed a beat. They remained vigilant and practiced harder than ever to remain ready for the day they could play for live audiences again, to continue supporting outreach to the local community. Although these highly talented musicians are their own toughest critics, they have performed with minimal notice for the President of the United States at memorial and funeral services for our fallen heroes. at community events and celebrations around Central Texas, and for their most important audience, soldiers and family members of Fort Hood, Texas. These are the most talented and resilient musicians I've ever met and never will meet. As missions for the esteemed Horse Cavalry Detachment also grinded to a sudden halt, the proud troopers of this incredible unit did not let that stop them in any way. They used the opportunity to refine their craft, continuing weekly demonstrations without an audience, longing for the day the stands could be filled with joyous cheers and smiles again. They significantly improved their footprint and created internal horsemanship competitions to stay sharp and focused. When missions for the public began again last summer, these troopers have been going non-stop supporting community outreach, building public relations, and supporting dozens of parades and celebrations across Central Texas and the nation. They drive all over the United States to support their own fellow Army Horse Cavalry detachments by providing best practices and carrying on the legacy of our rich history and our forefathers who fought on mounted horseback, while also providing world-class entertainment to the public and our Army soldiers and families. In addition to the ceremonial units of HHBN, I've never been more proud of the team of professionals who comprise the Headquarters Support Company and Signal Intelligence and Sustainment Company that help support and run our division staff. When I arrived to the battalion, the division had just deployed a mission command element to Poland, to EUCOM, in support of Operation Atlantic Resolve. And we spent that year conducting deployment and replacement operations and caring for the families of those deployed. I knew this division was truly focused on readiness, and we spent the first 6 months of my command in the field conducting a series of CPXs, culminating in an 18th Airborne Corps warfighter, while our fellow units across the Army had all but shut down and were working remotely. We collectively came up with unique and innovative ways to establish the division command post and training while implementing safe COVID practices and remaining mission focused. As the world returns to its new normal, the staff of the division headquarters continues remaining mission ready, supporting recent NTC rotations and upcoming deployments of our sister battalions and brigades. I have never worked with a team of finer professionals and leaders in over 20 years. And to the most recent addition to the Maverick team, I've been honored and humbled to serve the talented DeVarty headquarters and headquarters battery. The small but mighty team of professionals has been working diligently, not only to help care for and support the troopers and Maverick and families of the Maverick Battalion, while remaining trained and ready to fight and win with fires, but they are also currently onboarding a new capability to the first team, the 656 Maneuver Short Range Air Defense Battalion, MSHORAD, which will serve to only increase the lethality of the division. Their ability to accomplish any mission while also standing up an entire new unit speaks loudly to their innovative leadership and desire to lead from the front. I'd like to say everyone in this formation has made my role as commander relatively easy, which is not exactly the case, but this team made me truly appreciate the role that each and every trooper plays in our collective success, and has made me incredibly humbled and thankful to have served in a chapter of this battalion's rich history. I'd be out here all day if I could individually recognize each person who has impacted me over the past 2 years, but there's a few I'd like to personally thank who have made my last 2 years the most fun and arguably the best of my career. To my fellow lieutenant colonels and peers on the division staff, thank you for your patience, for leading our troopers on a day-to-day basis, and for being great friends and teammates. I wish you all continued success and hope to serve with you again in the future. To my company and battery commanders and first sergeants, past and present, thank you for caring for our troopers and families under the best and worst of circumstances. You are true professionals who were hand-selected to fulfill this huge responsibility to lead this dynamic and challenging unit, and every day you never cease to impress me with your leadership and your care for others. Keep leading from the front as you continue to care for these Mavericks and their families. To my field grades, Major Sauer, Major Blackwell, Major Kovacs, Major Bosley, and Major Trong, who kept this battalion running no matter the circumstances, and who I trusted implicitly to take the mantle of command in my absence. Thank you for your leadership and for being the best teammates I could have ever wished for. To my former and current Command Sergeant Majors, my battle buddies, Command Sergeant Major Ryan Russell and Command Sergeant Major Alvarado, you truly represent the backbone of our Army and are the driving force behind the professional development of the leaders of this formation. I will be forever indebted to your many contributions and personal sacrifices made to ensure the success of this unit. Thank you for keeping me honest and grounded and for being true friends. To Colonel Capra, we took this HHBN challenge on at the same time, and I will always be thankful for your wisdom and steady hand as I navigated my first year in the CAV and as a battalion commander. Thank you for your continued patience and inspirational leadership. To Colonel Snyder, sir, I can honestly say I never would have made it through this journey without your mentorship, leadership, and wise counsel. You've guided me with composure through the most difficult and worst circumstances a leader could have ever had to endure. and have uplifted me when I needed it most with your compassion, witty humor, and your short jokes. Thank you for being the leader I want to have and that our soldiers and families deserve. I will be forever grateful. Major General Broadwater and Major General Richardson, thank you for allowing me this incredible opportunity of a lifetime to serve the troopers and families of the Maverick Battalion and the division. Never in my lifetime did I think I'd be standing here today, and I can tell you I have given it 110% every step of the way and have cherished every moment. To the troopers on the field, thank you for an incredible 2 years of command and for all that you have done for one another and for our team. If I can leave you with any final parting words and thoughts, it would be to always remember why you chose to serve and why you continue to serve. It's certainly not for the paycheck. It's most definitely not for anything easy. We serve for each other, for our teammates on our left and our right, for our families and for their families, and for our children and the future of our great nation. Now for the hardest part, thank you to my incredible family and friends for supporting me through every step of this journey so that I could do what I love most, to lead soldiers. My parents, Steve and Diane, my in-laws Peter and Sheila, the amazing Young family, and my closest friends. Thank you for all of your love and support that has pushed me to be where I am today. To our close family, longtime friends, Jason Brinkley and Erica Brinton, thank you for joining us here today and for helping Gordon wrangle the kids this morning. I greatly appreciate it. To Gordon, my amazing husband of 17 years and my best friend, thank you for supporting me through all the late nights, early mornings, working weekends and holidays, and middle of the night phone calls, through my darkest hours and knowing when I just needed a hug. I love you, and I'm so thankful that you're in my life. My trips, my little minis, Callie, Brooke, and Cameron. I could never make up to you those late nights. When Mommy had to work late, those mornings I had to leave before you woke, or those karate classes I missed when you kicked each other. But know that everything I do it for you. I love you with all my heart. Alex, you are inheriting an incredible formation of Mavericks, well-trained, disciplined, and competent leaders of character, men and women to lead. After just a few short weeks with you, I have complete trust in your competence, abilities, and know you're the right man for the job. My sincerest thanks to you and Mindy for your new friendship and for leading this formation of America's heroes on to the next chapter. I wish you the best of luck and know you will be an outstanding commander. Thank you again to everyone for joining us today. Be safe. This is Maverick 6 signing off the net. Mavericks, win with fires, live the legend.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of Headquarters and Headquarters Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Alex Sichinose.
Greetings, Major General Mrs. Richardson, Command Sergeant Major Mr. Monday, Colonel Capra, Colonel Snyder, Command Sergeant Major Monsanto, fellow commanders, Command Sergeant Majors, family, and friends of the Maverick Battalion. I want to start by thanking Lieutenant Colonel Whittington and her family for immediately opening up her home during my family's transition here to Fort Hood. Gordon, Callie, Brooke, and Cameron, thank you for understanding the late nights Lily sacrificed preparing me for this position. To my family, Mindy, Hudson, and Kenneth, thank you for your love, support, and understanding. You are my everything, and I could not undertake this adventure without you. The soldiers look incredible, and in seeing the quality of these fellow soldiers, I am overwhelmingly humbled, especially knowing the task that lay ahead. I'm indescribably thankful for the opportunity to stand ready for the challenge. My family has served the nation throughout the generations in major conflicts as far back as a great uncle who served in the famed 442nd Battalion during World War II, my grandfather in Korea, and my father in Vietnam. Please know, I did not take this responsibility without deliberation, and I do not take it lightly. I've heard it said, there is no leader without the led. However, those that are led must trust the command. Command is not a right, it is a promise. A pledge of service and care of America's finest sons and daughters in defense of the greatest nation in the world. I pray God guides me, and I earn the faith not just of the command of those in the bleachers, but especially of those in the field. The streamers are the colors and a testament to your history, to your deeds, and serve to rally us towards greater victories in the future as one team. I will endeavor to build upon the already great success Lieutenant Colonel Whittington and Command Sergeant Major Alvarado and all Mavericks have established. Mavericks, win with fires, live the legend.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the posting of the colors.
Post the color.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Pass and review. Pass and review.
The 1st Cavalry Division Horse Cavalry Detachment, commanded by Captain Abigail Edwards and the First Sergeant and First Sergeant Juan de la Rio. The Headquarters Support Company, commanded by Captain Michael Boyette and the First Sergeant and First Sergeant Erica Watkins. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national colors led by the Command Sergeant Major of the Maverick Battalion and carried by the 1st Cavalry Division Color Guard.
Ready. Eyes. Right.
The Signal Intelligence and Sustainment Company, commanded by Captain Daniel Jimenez and First Sergeant Jose Aranda. The Headquarters Battery, 1st Captain Party, commanded by Captain Meredith J. and the First Sergeant Edwin Hernandez. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to the playing of the Spirit of the Cab and singing of the Army Song. The words of the Spirit of the Cab and the Army Song are located in your program. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in the finest traditions of the Army, a cavalry charge! Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Lieutenant Colonel Whittington will remain on the path for final farewells. Please join us at the HHBN headquarters for a reception welcoming Lieutenant Colonel Alex Victor and his family. Thank you for attending. First team.